One thing I feel like doesn't get talked too much about is the loneliness of being a smart kid. Um, Definitely, I was sheltered too, but that shelteredness in combination of being a smart person, it made it hard for me to connect with peers, especially by the time I was a sophomore in high school. And like, there was like this weird drama going on at the lunch table, and like, I don't know, the friend group just split into different groups. And at that point I was like, I'm not picking a side, this is weird, I care nothing about this. And so I spent like the rest of the my sophomore year just like eating alone, and or eating as fast as I can, and then like spending the rest of my time at the library just like doing whatever, whether it's like reading a book or actually doing homework, because at that time it was like that made much more sense to me. But after what I was working on the sophomore year is I decided that I was just going to be done with high school, and I was going to sign up for another program where it was a collegiate school where you could finish your high school diploma but also work on like your associate's degree. So this was like a dual enrollment kind of thing, but it was a specific school that did that. So I worked on transferring myself to that school, and I got accepted. And so with that, now I was a 16-year-old starting my junior year on a college campus, and I had such high hopes. I thought this was just going to be like, I thought I was going to have a wonderful time. I was like, I'm just going to take college classes, and then have a good time. And you know what? Like, I had a lot of time, honestly, the whole year. But the main problem was I ended up being so lonely, because now I was in a spot where I was 16 and everyone else was like on the college campus was an adult, and I had no way of connecting to them, like even if I tried. It's like, as soon as they know my age, they're like, "Ooh, we're not talking to you." And so then I'm like, I mean, which like fair, but also not really good for my psyche. And then the other kids that were in the collegiate school program, every once in a while, I'd see them around campus, but I also just had no way of connecting to them because, I don't know, they were, I don't, I think they came from different socioeconomic backgrounds or something. I don't know what it was. Maybe they were just white. But I had a hard time connecting with them. So it's like the kids my age were weird to me, and then I was weird to the older people. And so I really had no one to talk to. And so the last 2 years of like my high school, but also in college, was so incredibly lonely. And at some point, I don't know, my anxiety just got worse, and I was like, this is killing me, and I don't know how to cope really. And so I came up with a little plan in my head that the only way that I could beat my anxiety, kick that in the ass, was to just like was to just do some really scary shit. And so my plan was, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go lose my virginity. And I did it. I just did it. Found the, you know, just stepped out the house. Let me stop. Let me take a break. Okay, let me just bring it down a notch. The first thing I decided to do was actually to go to where one of my old friends used to live. I was like, oh, I wonder if she still lives there. She was in the neighborhood. And so I walked to her door to see, like, hey, you want to, like, hang out or whatever? And so I knocked on the door. She doesn't live there anymore. Apparently she moved. And someone else was, like, at the door. And I was like, oh, dang, okay, well, I didn't get to see my old friend. But as I was still outside, I saw this other guy who I used to go to middle school with that was in my neighborhood. And he already asked me for my number. I was like, oh, yeah, you used to have a crush on me. And whatever. Yeah. Within a week, I lose my virginity to him. And yeah, honestly, that's just where loneliness brought me. And while I couldn't really make friends on campus for whatever reason, I found that the closest way to get connection was to just hook up. And that was just like, I don't know, very unfortunate, but that's kind of what I relied on because I was like just so socially awkward. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know, no one really wants to talk to me or be my friend, but if I ever, I don't know, get on this app, I can always just find a guy to hang out with, and I don't know, he'll. Anyways, yeah, it really was not a good plan in the long haul or even in the short term, really. Like, it was instantly a bad plan because, like, that's when you get, like, I got exposed to things like just coercion and grooming and manipulation and even sexual assault, and then it just like put me in a cycle where I needed to get revalidated because I'm all like, well, maybe it's because of me, maybe I'm just not worthy. And so I'm like, okay, maybe this guy will see that I'm worthy. And then maybe this guy will see that I'm worthy. And maybe this guy will treat me better. And it was just like so not worth it. I don't really know where I'm going with this. But in general, I just wanted to share that experience. And yeah, just how much of a rabbit hole it can be when you're simply a teenage girl who feels lonely and has no way of really connecting, and how easy it is to just get, I don't know, sucked into the wrong things. So, I guess definitely don't do whatever I did, and watch out. Watch out for the other little girls and do your best to connect with them. Talk to them. Talk to each other, ladies, please. Talk to each other. When she talks to you, talk to her back. And yeah, that's all.